my name is Jordyn, and this is the story I never wanted to tell. A story that broke me, shaped me, and rebuilt me into someone I never imagined I could become. People say betrayal feels like a knife in the back, but they're wrong. When the knife comes from someone you trusted, someone you loved, it doesn't stab you. It twists slowly, painfully, until you don't recognize yourself anymore. And in my case, that knife had two names. My best friend, Mia, and my boyfriend, Tyler. I always believed I was good at reading people. I thought I could sense lies, recognize danger, feel betrayal before it hit. But life has a way of showing you that you know nothing, absolutely nothing, about the people you trust the most. Before everything fell apart, Mia and I were inseparable. We met when we were 11, bonding over bubble gum, silly drawings, and secrets whispered in sleepovers. She was the sister I chose. Or at least, the sister I thought I had chosen wisely. And Tyler. I met him in college. He wasn't the smartest or the richest, but he had a smile that felt safe, a voice that soothed every storm inside me, and the kind of charm that convinced even the coldest person that the world wasn't so bad after all. For a long time, I believed I was lucky. I believed I had the perfect best friend, the perfect boyfriend, and the perfect life. But perfect is a lie we tell ourselves when we're too afraid to face the truth. My story didn't begin with a dramatic reveal. Nos bastidores, nos creme confrontations, no dramatic texts. It began quietly. So quietly that I ignored the warning signs because I didn't want to believe them. It started one afternoon when Mia showed up at our apartment unexpectedly. She flashed her usual bright smile and said, "Hope you don't mind. Tyler told me you had a late meeting. I figured I'd hang out here until you came back." It felt innocent. Normal. Why wouldn't it? She was my best friend, after all. But then it happened again. And again. And again. And each time, she had a reason, a perfect, logical, harmless reason. And each time, Tyler looked completely relaxed, as if there was absolutely nothing strange about their growing comfort with each other. Then came the night everything changed. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through pictures on my phone, trying to choose something to post for Tyler's birthday. I wanted something cute, something that captured how happy we were. When I opened my gallery, I noticed something strange. A picture I didn't remember taking. It was Mia, sitting on my couch, wearing my hoodie, holding a mug that I knew belonged to Tyler, smiling directly into the camera. And it wasn't my phone that took the picture. It was Tyler's. At first, I laughed it off. Maybe it was just a silly moment, I told myself. But then I scrolled again. Picture after picture. Selfies of them laughing. Mia wearing his jacket. Tyler handing her a slice of pizza. Tyler sitting too close. Mia leaning into him. Tyler holding the camera at an angle that screamed intimacy. Moments that didn't belong to me. Moments I never knew happened. A cold wave washed over me. My chest tightened. And for the first time, I felt something I had never felt before in my relationship. Fear. Not fear of losing Tyler. Not fear of losing Mia. But fear that I already had. And I didn't even realize it. I spent that night quietly observing. Watching them. Listening to their conversations. Studying the way they moved around each other. And suddenly, everything felt different. Mia's laugh was slightly too loud. Tyler's smile lasted slightly too long. They shared glances that weren't meant for me. Whispers that stopped when I walked into the room. Silences that said more than their words ever could. And then came the moment that shattered everything. I walked into the kitchen to grab a glass of water. Tyler and Mia were already in there, talking quietly. When they noticed me, they separated, too quickly. But it wasn't the space between them that broke me. It was Mia's face. The guilt. The panic. The fear. It flashed for just a second. But it was enough. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't blind. And I definitely wasn't imagining things. Something was going on between them. And I decided I was going to find out exactly what. What came next. What I discovered. What I survived. No woman should ever have to experience. But I did. And this is how the truth unfolded. I didn't sleep that night. How could I? Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those pictures in my mind. Pictures taken behind my back, moments shared without me, smiles meant for someone else. The next morning, I woke up feeling like my heart was bruised, heavy, tender, barely holding itself together. But I wasn't going to jump to conclusions. I wasn't going to scream, fight, or cry. Not yet. I needed proof. Real proof. The kind that couldn't be denied or explained away with convenient lies. So I did something I never thought I would do. I started pretending. Pretending to be okay. Pretending to be clueless. Pretending I didn't notice the stolen glances between them. Pretending I didn't feel the tension in the air every time the three of us were in the same room. But beneath my calm smile, I was watching everything. And soon the cracks started showing. The first crack. 3 days later, Mia asked me something strange. We were sitting on my living room floor, folding laundry together, something we'd done 1,000 times growing up. "Hey," she said casually. "Is Tyler working late today?" I paused. That tiny question went through me like electricity. Because Mia never asked about Tyler's schedule. That was new. And it meant something. I kept my voice steady. "Yeah. Group project." She nodded quickly, too quickly, and said, "Oh, just wondering." But I watched her. The way she suddenly checked her phone. The way her shoulders relaxed as soon as she read whatever message had just come in. My stomach twisted. The second crack. That evening, Tyler came home an hour earlier than he said he would. But he didn't know I was in the hallway when he walked in. I heard him sigh, then mutter under his breath, I told her not today." Who was her? He never spoke to himself like that. He never came home stressed unless something big was going on. My heart started pounding. But the moment he saw me, he forced a smile. "Hey, babe." I smiled back like nothing was wrong. Inside, I was shaking. The third crack. 2 days later, Mia asked me to go grocery shopping with her. We never grocery shopped together. But I said yes anyway. I wasn't going to miss an opportunity. We walked through aisles, tossing snacks into the cart, talking about random things, until Mia slipped. It happened in the dairy aisle. I had grabbed my favorite yogurt, and Mia smiled and said, "Oh, Tyler loves that one." I froze. Because Tyler never ate yogurt. He hated it. I turned to face her. "What did you say?" Her eyes widened, like she realized too late what she'd confessed. "Oh, I mean, he mentioned it once, maybe, I'm not sure." Her voice cracked. Her hands shook. She couldn't look at me. And that's when I knew. I didn't need proof anymore. I didn't need screenshots. I didn't need confessions. I needed answers. Real ones. And I was going to get them. The night I found everything. That night, after Tyler went to sleep, I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at him. He looked peaceful, relaxed, gentle. And I hated that he could sleep so easily while my world was falling apart. Quietly, I got up, grabbed his phone, and walked into the bathroom. I closed the door, locked it, and sat on the cold tiles. For a moment, I just held the phone in my hands. My heart was pounding so loudly I could feel it in my throat. I didn't want to go through it. I didn't want to see anything. But I had to. My fingers shook as I tried his passcode. Wrong. Tried again. Wrong. Tried the third time. Unlocked. My breath caught. I opened his messages. Scrolled. Nothing. Nothing suspicious. Nothing obvious. Then something clicked in my mind. Mia was smart. Tyler wasn't completely stupid either. They wouldn't text each other directly. So I opened hidden chats. Just to check. And there it was. A locked folder. I entered Tyler's passcode again. Inside, I found everything. Messages. Pictures. Voice notes. Plans. Jokes. Secrets. Conversations I wasn't supposed to see. And the one message that shattered me completely. Tyler, Mia. I wish I had met you first. I felt my heart drop, like someone had grabbed it and crushed it in their fist. Everything went blurry. The tiles underneath me felt like ice. I couldn't breathe. But I kept reading. Message after message. Lie after lie. Excuse after excuse. And then I found the worst part. They had been seeing each other for 3 months. 3 months. While I cooked for him. While I confided in her. While I trusted both of them with everything I had. The betrayal wasn't a stab. It wasn't even a twist. It was a slow burn, a fire that destroyed everything I'd built. And I sat there for almost an hour, crying silently, reading everything, memorizing everything, until I realized something important. This wasn't just cheating. This wasn't just a mistake. This was a choice. A choice they made over and over again. And now it was my turn to make a choice. A choice that would change everything. I didn't sleep after reading those messages. I walked out of the bathroom quietly, placed Tyler's phone exactly where it had been, and lay beside him in the dark, silent, awake and broken. My mind raced the entire night. I thought about every moment we'd shared, every date, every fight we resolved, every promise he'd made, every time he said, "You're the only woman I want." And now I knew the truth. He had said those things to me, while whispering different words into someone else's phone. But what hurt even more, that someone else was Mia, my best friend, my sister in all but blood, the girl who knew my fears, my dreams, my scars, and still did this to me. The betrayal had layers, each one sharper than the last. By sunrise, my tears had dried. My voice had stopped trembling, and all that was left inside me was something cold and steady. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to fight. I was going to end this with dignity, but I was also going to make sure they felt it. The morning I decided everything. Tyler woke up around 7 a.m. He stretched, yawned, acted completely normal, while I stared at him like a stranger. He kissed my forehead. I didn't move. He didn't even notice. "Morning, babe," he said cheerfully. "Morning," I replied softly. I sounded calm. Too calm. I think that's the only reason he didn't suspect a thing. As he got ready for work, I walked into the kitchen and made coffee. My hands were steady. My voice steady. My mind clear. Because today, I was going to speak to Mia first. Not Tyler. I needed to know why. I needed to hear it from her mouth. I needed to see her face when she explained how she could hurt me like this. Tyler left for work with a smile and a kiss on my cheek. I didn't kiss him back. He didn't even notice. Calling the girl who broke me. After he left, I sat on the couch and stared at my phone. Calling Mia felt like swallowing fire. But I did it anyway. She picked up on the second ring. "Hey Jordyn. What's up?" Her cheerful voice made my stomach twist. "We need to talk," I said calmly. She hesitated. "Okay, about what?" "It's important. Can you come over?" "Yeah, sure, I guess. I'll be there in 10. Good. I wanted her here. I wanted her where she couldn't run. The moment she walked in, Mia stepped through my door acting like everything was normal, smiling, relaxed, casual. But the moment she saw my face, her smile faded. "Jordyn, are you okay?" I didn't answer. I walked to my dining table and placed Tyler's phone on it. Her eyes widened immediately, because she recognized it. And she knew exactly why it was there. "Mia," I said quietly, "sit down." She sat slowly, her hands trembling. I took a deep breath. Then another. Because once I said the next words, nothing between us would ever be the same. "I know about you and Tyler." Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. She turned pale. Her hands started shaking harder. Her eyes filled with panic. "Jordyn, she whispered. I raised a hand to stop her. "No lies. No excuses. Just tell me why." She looked down at her lap, shoulders trembling. And then she began to speak. Her confession. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered. "It just happened." I laughed. A bitter, exhausted laugh. "Things don't just happen, Mia. You make choices. And you made 3 months of them." She flinched like I had slapped her. Her voice cracked. "I was lonely. I felt invisible. Everyone always talks about how perfect you and Tyler are. And he paid attention to me. He made me feel important. Important." The word cut through me like a blade. "So you took my happiness because you wanted to feel important?" Her eyes filled with tears. "I never meant to hurt you. But you did," I said softly. Over and over again. She started crying. Not delicate little sniffles. Full panic sobs. She kept whispering "I'm sorry" again and again. But the truth was clear. She wasn't crying because she hurt me. She was crying because she got caught. I looked at her differently then. Like a stranger I didn't recognize anymore. Mia, I said quietly. You were my best friend. You knew everything about me. And you still chose him. She covered her face with her hands. I know. I know. I messed up. Please, please don't hate me. But she didn't understand. This wasn't about hate. It was about betrayal. Unfixable, irreversible betrayal. And there was nothing left between us but the ashes of a friendship she burned. I stood up. Mia, I need you to leave. She looked up, stunned. Please, Jordyn, just let me explain. There's nothing left to explain. My voice didn't shake. Not once. She stared at me for a long second. Then she got up slowly and walked out of my house. That was the last time I ever saw her as my friend. The calm before the final storm. After Mia left, I sat alone in the quiet. I thought I would cry, but I didn't. I thought I would scream, but I didn't. Because this wasn't over. There was one more person who needed to face me. Tyler. The man who promised forever. And shattered it like it meant nothing. He had no idea what was coming. After Mia left, the silence in my house felt heavy. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that weighs on your chest and refuses to let you breathe. But beneath the heaviness, something else was growing. Clarity. Strength. A quiet fire I didn't know I had. I wasn't going to scream at Tyler when he came home. I wasn't going to beg or cry or ask why. No. I was going to walk away in a way he would never forget. Step 1. Gather everything. First, I opened my laptop and retrieved every message, screenshot, and call record from Tyler's phone. Not just the cheating, but the lies he had told me in the same hours he was flirting with her. I saved all of it to a folder titled, Truth. Not for blackmail. Not for drama. For myself. For closure. For proof that I wasn't crazy, emotional, or overreacting. This was real. This was betrayal written in their own words. Step 2. Protect myself. Tyler and I weren't married, but we lived together. We had shared bills. Shared responsibilities. Shared dreams. So I canceled my payment methods connected to our joint subscriptions. Every bill I was paying for him? Gone. Every auto charge with my card? Removed. Every future plan that involved us? Deleted. I wasn't going to let the man who broke me continue benefiting from my life. Step 3. Pack my heart in silence. I walked into our bedroom. The place where we'd laughed, dreamed, and built a future. It didn't feel like mine anymore. I opened my closet and took out a suitcase. I filled it with clothes, essentials, memories I still wanted to keep. I left behind anything he bought me. If he wanted to give gifts while lying to me, he could keep them. They belonged to the version of me he destroyed. I packed slowly, methodically, without tears. Because this time, leaving wasn't painful. It was freeing. Step 4. Leave the note. I sat at our dining table, the same place where Mia confessed, and wrote Tyler a letter. Not a dramatic one. Not a screaming one. A calm one. The kind that cuts deeper because every word is steady. It said, Tyler, I know everything. I know about you and Mia. I saw the messages. You lied to my face for months. You betrayed my trust and my love. I'm leaving today, not because I'm weak, but because I finally remember my worth. Don't call me. Don't message me. We're done. Jordyn ***. I placed the note exactly where his phone had been the night I discovered the truth. Let him feel the weight of that symbolism. Step 5. Walk away before he arrives. As afternoon turned into evening, my heart thudded faster. Tyler would be home soon. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want an apology. I didn't want excuses. I didn't want him. So I grabbed my suitcase, looked around one last time, and walked out. I drove to my sister's place, someone who had never once betrayed me, someone I could trust. When I arrived, she opened the door, saw my face, and hugged me without asking a single question. Sometimes love is silent, and that silence heals more than words ever could. Step 6. The text that changed everything. Around 7 p.m., my phone lit up. It was Tyler. Then again. And again. And again. 17 missed calls, 5 voicemails, 10 texts. The messages ranged from, "Baby, what's going on?" to, "Why did you leave?" to, "Please talk to me," to, "I can explain, just come home," to finally, "Please, Jordyn, don't do this." I didn't reply, not because it didn't hurt, but because I deserved peace more than I wanted closure. He shattered my heart quietly, so I left quietly too. Step 7. The final message. At 10 p.m., my phone buzzed one last time. It was Tyler again. But this message was different. It said, "Mia told me she confessed everything. I'm so sorry, Jordyn. I know I ruined everything. I know you'll never forgive me. I don't deserve you. But please let me see you one last time." One last time? I stared at the message for a long moment. And then I wrote, "No." Just one word. But that one word broke the cycle of pain. That one word gave me back my life. I turned off my phone and let the silence hold me. The morning after my freedom. The next morning, I woke up with puffy eyes but a clearer mind. For the first time in months, I didn't check my phone hoping for a message. For the first time in months, I didn't feel like I had to fight for someone's love. For the first time in months, I felt like myself again. I made coffee. I sat on my sister's rooftop. I looked at the sunrise. And I said out loud, "I'm done choosing people who don't choose me." That was the moment I truly let go. But the story wasn't over yet. Because sometimes, moving on is the real revenge. Sometimes healing is the victory they never expected. And Tyler? He still had no idea what that felt like. I used to believe heartbreak was something you could recover from with time, with distance, with closure. But what happened with Liam and Mia? It wasn't just heartbreak. It was betrayal layered on betrayal. An emotional earthquake that cracked open parts of me I didn't even know existed. The weeks after confronting them were some of the hardest days of my life. I would wake up and forget for a moment that my world had shattered. Then the memories would rush back in like a tidal wave, dragging me under until I could barely breathe. But slowly, painfully, I started rebuilding myself. And honestly, I didn't do it out of strength. I did it out of necessity. I had no choice but to survive it. One of the first things I did after leaving that cafe was delete both of them from every corner of my life. I blocked Liam's number. I removed Mia from my contacts. I unfollowed every social media account. I deleted pictures, videos, memories, everything. It wasn't easy. Every photo felt like a punch to the chest. Every message felt like a reminder of how blind I had been. But removing them gave me room to breathe, room to heal, room to see what they had truly done to me. A few days later, Mia actually tried to contact me using a new number. She left a long voice message, crying, apologizing, begging me to forgive her, saying she didn't want to lose me. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. But then I remembered the way she looked at Liam behind my back, the way he touched her, the way they both smiled like nothing they had done mattered. I remembered how easily they betrayed me, how easily they lied, how easily they replaced me with each other. And I realized she wasn't apologizing because she felt guilty. She was apologizing because she got caught. I didn't reply. I never would. Liam never contacted me again. Not after the mistake of sending that breakup text. I think he expected me to cry and chase him, or beg him for answers or fall apart without him. But I didn't. He thought he broke me. Instead, he freed me. The more distance I had from them, the clearer everything became. I started noticing all the signs I had ignored. Little moments when Mia's stories didn't match Liam's, the strange silences between them during group conversations, the way they acted overly casual around each other, like hiding something required extra effort. I also started to notice the things I had sacrificed for people who didn't deserve me. I had always been the friend who gave everything. Always the girlfriend who forgave too easily. Always the woman who believed love could fix broken people. But losing them taught me a harsh truth. Not everyone deserves access to the softest parts of you. Not everyone deserves the version of you that loves deeply, forgives endlessly, and trusts completely. Some people only take and take and take until there's nothing left of you but pieces. But those pieces? I picked them up, one by one, and I rebuilt myself. Not the old me, the version who loved recklessly and trusted blindly, but a stronger me, a wiser me, a me who knows her worth, a me who doesn't stay silent for the comfort of others, a me who speaks her story out loud, even when her voice shakes. And that's why I decided to share this with you today. Not for sympathy, not for pity, but because someone out there is going through this right now. Someone is crying over a betrayal they don't deserve. Someone is trying to understand how the people they loved the most became the people who hurt them the worst. And if that person is you, listen to me carefully. You will survive this. You will heal. You will rise again. And you will be stronger than you've ever been. One day, you will look back at the people who broke you and feel nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. Just distance. Just clarity. Just peace. That's where I am now. And if sharing my story brings even a little peace to someone like me, someone who gave their heart to the wrong people, then maybe the pain wasn't for nothing. I hope my journey reminds you of this. Losing the wrong people is the first step to finding yourself. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for being here with me. And if you want to hear more stories like this, more real-life heartbreaks, lessons, and personal journeys, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I have so much more to share, and I don't want you to miss what comes next. This is Jordyn, and this was my story.